Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, we'll be learning how to cut and sew this simple Milkmaid top. So in my previous tutorial, some of you guys said I should make a tutorial on how to make the top I was wearing. So here it is, guys, but this is just the longer version. So this video is very detailed, very easy to follow, and very beginners friendly. And I achieved this style using less than 2 yards of Ankara fabric. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful. Leave a comment, share with your loved ones, and subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. So we're going to draft this top on our pattern paper first before we transfer to the fabric for more clarity and accuracy of measurement. So the first thing you want to do is to fold your paper into two. So you're folding using the widest part of your body, which is your hip measurement divided by 4. And then from the upper part, come down by 2 inches. So this is going to be your folding allowance for your loops, to pass in your loops. And then I'll just go ahead to connect the line. So I'm going to take all my measurements from this 2 inches line I just drew. Or better still, go ahead to fold in that 2 inches so that you won't get confused. So for this Milkmaid top, we're going to draft it in the form of an off-shoulder top. So depending on where you want yours to start from, if you want it really low, you can come down as low as 7 inches. But for mine, I'm going to place my tape rule 6 inches above the starting line. So you can do 7 or 8 inches depending on what you want for yourself, or you can even decide to go higher depending on what you want. So I'll place mine 6 inches above the starting line, and then place your shoulder to your bust point. For mine is 11 inches, and my shoulder to my under bust is 13.5 inches. So the full length of my own top is 22 inches, but you can make use of any length you want for yours. So I'll go ahead now to extend. So after marking our vertical measurements, the next thing we want to do is to label them. So the first line here is the bust line. This is the under bust, and this is the full length of the top. So while I was taking the vertical measurements, I forgot to mark the shoulder to the half length. So I'm going to place my tape rule 6 inches above the starting line like I did earlier, and take the half length measurement. So for me it is 16 inches. Your half length is more like your high waist measurement. So then I'll just extend the line. So go ahead to label that as the waistline. So I also added half inch to the full length of my top for turning over with my lining. So the next thing you want to do is to come over to the upper part of your paper, starting from the closed angle of the paper. Place your shoulder to shoulder measurements divided by 2. So mine is 8 inches, so I'll mark 8 inches there. And then from this 8 inches I just marked, I'll place my tape rule 6 inches above my above the starting line, and take my round armhole measurements divided by 2. So mine is 9 inches. I'll connect the points together this way and then further extend the line. So go ahead to just do what I'm doing in the video. So the next thing to do is to take in the dart. So divide your nipple to nipple measurements by 2. So mine is 4 inches. So on the under bust line, I'm going to place my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So mine is 4 inches, and I'll add half an inch to it for joining, making 4.5. I'll place that same 4.5 inches on the waistline and also on the full length of my top. I'll go ahead to use my ruler now to connect the points together. So after connecting, I'll come over now to the full length of this top and take 0.5 inches on both sides of the line, and then I'll use my ruler to just slant it up to meet the under bust point. I'll slant it up this way. So this is basically all for the darts. The next thing we want to do is to draft out the cup. So the cup is going to stop at the under bust. It's going to stop at the under bust, directly under your bust measurement. So I'm going to come over to this armhole point and come in by 1 inch. This 1 inch is going to be half an inch for joining the cup to the blouse, and half an inch for joining the sleeve to it. And then I'll come to the under bust point and come up by 1 inch. You can do 0.5 inches. This is just to let you know the midpoint of your blouse. So right now I'm going to just use dotted lines to form my cup this way. I'll make sure it gets to this point and then connect it to meet that mark there. So I'll go ahead to just trace it out. So this is what we have for the cup. So the next thing we want to do is to place the round body measurement. So come over to the bust line and place your round bust divided by 4. So mine is 10.5 inches and I'll add 1.5 inches to it for seam allowance, making 12 inches. And then I'll come over to the waistline and place my round waist measurement divided by 4. Mine is 9.5 inches. I'll add the 0.5 inches that's there, making 10 inches, and 1.5 inches for seam allowance, making 11.5 inches. And then on the full length of my top, I'll place my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 11 inches, plus I'll add the dart of 1 inch, and I'll add my seam allowance of 1.5 inches. So go ahead to mark whatever you got on your full length, and then go ahead to connect the points together this way. So after doing that, the next thing is to just take the curve, the armhole curve. So just go ahead to just curve it out this way, and this is what we have. So we're done with the front part of this top. So let's move over now to the back panel. So before we draft out the back panel, I'm going to just cut out the front panel because we're going to use it as a guide to cut out the back. But I won't be cutting out the cup area. I'll just leave that there. So I'll go ahead to notch the dart point, and then we'll just, this is what it looks like. So let's cut out the back panel. So to cut out the back part, I have gone ahead to place the front panel on my pattern paper, which is in a fold of 2, and I use my pins to hold it down. So I added some space to the upper part, and I also added my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches to the pattern paper. So I won't be using lining for the back, so I'll be folding in the upper part. So I just want 1 inch at that upper part. I'll just cut out the excess. So I'm going to be folding in the upper part of my back panel because I am not using any lining. So let's go ahead to just cut out the exact thing we have on the front panel this way. So after cutting, this is what we have. I'm going to go ahead to just mark out that 1 inch so that I will know where my back panel is going to start from, and then I would also mark the dart point. I'll place the dart point, I'll extend the bust line and the waistline, and then I'll cut out the sides. I didn't do that on camera, but I also went ahead to cut out the sides. So I've traced out the zipper allowance, the bust line, and also the dart, as you can see, for the back panel. So to eliminate any form of zipper folding or bulge at the back, I'm going to come over to the waistline, and then I'll come out by 1 inch. So depending on what you are using as your zipper allowance, so this mine is 1.5 inches. I want to eliminate 0.5 inches. So I'll connect it all the way to the upper part and to the lower part this way to give this curve. So I'm going to cut this part out when I'm cutting my pattern. So let's cut out the curves on the front panel before we cut on our fabric. So we'll just cut out the cups on the front panel. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So when you open it up, you're going to see that 2 inches you folded in. So I'm going to eliminate the 2 inches from these bodies because we only need it for the cup because of the fold. So let's use this now to cut on our fabric. So I'll go ahead now to cut out the zipper bulge allowance and then open it up completely at the center back. So this is what we have. So we're going to start cutting with the upper part of the front panel. So we'll be cutting out 2 pieces of that pattern. We're going to cut out 2 pieces of it. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 4. So first of all, fold it into 2 this way, and then further fold your fabric into 4. So by the time you cut it out, you're going to have 2 pieces of it. So go ahead to open up the 2 inches you folded initially. Open it up now, and then place the closed angle of the fold on the fabric this way. So we're not going to curve out the lower part of the cup this way. We're just going to cut it out straight. So you see the way I cut it out, just go ahead to follow it. Just follow that same method. So just take out the excess I have at the top. So after cutting, when we open up, we're going to have 2 pieces of the cup, as you can see. So we're going to gather this cup on the bodice of the dress to form the milkmaid effect. So I've used the pattern to cut out the lower part of the bodice, and this is what it looks like. So I cut out 2 pieces of this because I'll be using the same fabric as the lining, but you can decide to use a normal lining for yours. It is totally optional. And these are the back panels. I've cut it out already. So I added about ½ inch to the lower part to for folding, and this is the upper part I'll be folding in as well. So we're going to start now with the cups. So the first thing you want to do is to notch the point where you'll be folding in. So remember, we're going to be folding in 2 inches at the upper part. So what I'm going to do now is to just mark out that point on my fabric and go ahead to notch it so that I'll know where my fold is going to stop. So I'll just make a small cut at that point. So when I'm folding, I'll know my fold is going to stop at the notched point. So what I'm going to do now is to fold in the upper part twice till I get to that notched area. So this is going to be for the casing, for to pass in the loops at the upper part. So I'm going to go ahead to stitch it all the way down. So make sure your fold is stopping at the point where you notched, and then stitch it all the way down. Stitch all the way down. So before I do that, I'm also going to close up the center front. So I'll fold it in to the wrong side, fold it in twice. So do this before you fold the upper part, and stitch it all the way down, because this is going to be the center point of your top. And make sure you're doing this on the points that will be at the center of your top. So close up that center point and fold in the upper part. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I folded in the upper part and also closed up this side, this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to iron it out. So I've also cut out the loop we'll be using to form the drawstring effect at the upper part of our top. So I just cut out a bit of fabric. I turned it over to I stitched it down, and then I turned it over to the right side. So this is the length of the loop. So you can decide to make yours longer depending on what you want. So this is the length I'll be using for mine. So I made sure one side of the loop is closed and one side is opened. So I'll fix the pin on the open side now, and then I'll pass it in through the center front. I'll pass it in through it this way. So when it comes out at the other side, I'm going to stitch it down here. So the closed part of the loop is on the center front. I'll do the same thing for the other side, and then I'll show you guys. So after I passed in the loops and stitched it down, this is what it looks like. So this is going to form the gather effect on the upper part of your top when you wear it. It's going to sit this way. So the next thing we want to do is to join these cups to the lower bodies of our. So to fix in the cup, go ahead to arrange the cups first, like the one that is for the left side and the one for the right side. So what you want to basically do is to fit in this cup into this space. So starting from the upper part, you can just go ahead to gather this cup into it till you get to the center front. Or better to use your pins to hold it down at this center front. Hold it down with your pin at the center front, and then cross the other one on it this way and use your pin to hold it down. So after you've held it down with your pin, starting from that center point, go ahead to just gather this cup into it this way. So as you're joining it, you just form small gathers till you get to the upper part of the top. Joining together this way, and then come over to the other side, and also starting from that center point, go ahead to just gather in the cup into the space this way. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I fixed in the cups, this is what it looks like. So this is the wrong side. So you can see how beautiful this came out, and this is the center front. I also went ahead to take in the darts, as you can see. I took in the dart, and this is the wrong side. So the lining, for the lining pieces, I've gone ahead to take in the dart also. So we're going to use this now to turn it over. So I'm going to fold in the cup area into it this way, and then I'll take the right side of my lining and merge it to it. I'll join the center points together first. I'll use my pins to hold it down, and after joining it, I'm going to just go ahead and start stitching it all the way down. So you're going to just use the lining to join to the fabric this way all the way down. I'll stitch it for the other side as well. I'll stitch it all the way to the armhole point. So when I'm done doing that, I'll close up the sides, I'll close up the base, and then I'll show you guys the next thing. So after I've stitched it down, this is what it looks like, and I've also closed up the sides and the lower part. So I'm going to turn it over now through the armhole area. So go ahead to turn it over this way. So I'll just go ahead to push out the edges. So after turning over, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead now to iron it. This is the wrong side. You can see how neat it looks. So I'll iron it out, and then we'll proceed now to work on the back panel. So after I ironed out the front panel, this is what it looks like. This is how neat it came out. So I'm going to set this aside now while we work on the back panels. So remember, we won't be using lining for the back panel. I'm just going to fold in the upper part and fold in the lower part. So I'm going to start by fold, taking in half an inch twice at the upper part. I'll take in half an inch, I'll fold it in twice and then stitch it all the way down. I'll do the same thing for the other side. And when I'm done doing that, I'll take in the dart. So I've also notched the dart area before I remove my pattern paper. I've notched the dart area and I've marked the point where it's going to stop. I'm just going to close it up and stitch it all the way up to where it's going to stop. And then when I'm done with that, I'll fold in the base to twice. So when I'm done doing all that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I folded in the upper part of the back panel, this is what it looks like. And I've also gone ahead to take in the dart and then I folded the lower part, as you can see. So this is what it looks like. So the next thing I want to do is to join the front and the back panels together. So just get my front panel and then I'm going to place them right sides facing each other. I'll place them right sides facing each other, and using my 1.5 inches seam allowance, I'm going to join them together on the sides. So starting from the armhole area, I'm going to stitch it all the way down, following the same body shape. And then I'll do the same thing for the other side. I'll stitch it all the way down. So when I'm done doing that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after closing up the sides, this is what it looks like. So this is what the back looks like. So we're going to attach zipper at the center back. So the next thing we want to do is to cut out the sleeves. So to cut out the sleeve, I have this fabric here already and it's in a fold of two, as you can see. So to get the whiteness of fabric to fold, divide your round armhole measurement by 2 and then add about 3 to 4 inches on for it, depending on how full you want your sleeve to be. So mine here I have 12.5 inches plus the seam allowance. So what I'm going to do is to fold the blouse. I'm going to fold it this way to get the armhole point. So I'm going to leave about 2 inches at the upper part of the sleeve for the elastic casing, and I'll leave about half an inch on the side for joining the sleeve. So right now I'll just go ahead to trace the armhole. I'll trace the armhole curve on the fabric this way. I'll trace it out this way. So after tracing out, I'm going to go ahead to cut it. So notice that I'm cutting for just one sleeve. I'm going to cut the other one off camera. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So the length of sleeve I'm working with is 6 inches, but I cut out 10 inches because of the folding at the base and folding at the top. So I'll fold in 2 inches at the upper part and also fold in 2 inches at the base. So when I'm done doing that, I will show you guys. So after I folded in the upper part and the lower part of the sleeve, this is what it looks like. So that's going to be the elastic casing. And then I've also fixed in the sleeve for one side, and this was how it came out. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to show you guys how to fix the sleeve for the other side. So the first thing you want to do is to pass in your elastic band. So this is the one I'll be using for the upper part, and it's about 6 inches long. So I just divided what I have on this point by 3 to get my elastic length. And then for the lower part of the elastic, I just measured what I have at the point where the sleeve is going to stop, my round arm, and I subtracted 2 inches from it. So I'm going to just use my pin now to pass in my elastic, just like we did when we're passing in the loops. So I'll pass it in this way till it comes out at the other side. So I'll go ahead to stitch it down on this side and also stitch it down on the other side. So when I'm done with that, I'll pass in the lower elastic band also and then fold in this way and stitch down the allowance. When I'm done doing that, so after inserting the elastic band on the lower part and the upper part, this is what it looks like. And I've also gone ahead to close it up. So to attach the sleeve to the top, go ahead to open up the armhole of your top this way. And then the point where you join the sleeve, measure to the point where you joined your blouse and then stitch it all the way to the upper part. So you can see how the sleeve fits in perfectly into the hole, and then stitch the other side all the way up using that half inch that is left. So when I'm done attaching the sleeve, I'm going to show you guys what it looks. So after inserting the sleeve, this is what it looks like. So the last and final thing to do is to insert the zipper at the back. So this is the zipper I'll be working with. So first of all, arrange your zipper on the blouse to know which side is going to be on the left and which side is going to be on the right. Then go ahead to open it up this way. So the zipper that is going to be on this side, go ahead to flip it over to the other side. Make So after flipping it over, make sure the zipper is at the base of your top and then go ahead to stitch it down inside your 1 inch seam allowance. So you can use your chalk to highlight your seam allowance before you stitch it down. So stitch it down all the way up. So make sure you stitch very close to the zipper teeth when you are stitching. So you can use your pins to hold it down first before you stitch it. So stitch it all the way down. So when you get to the upper part, you can cut out the excess at the top and then fold in the remaining zipper inside. So when I'm done attaching mine, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after inserting the zipper, this is what it looks like. So you can see how neat it came out, and this is what the front looks like. So this is all we end this video for today. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with your loved ones, and also subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video.